Blues Guitar Institute, and this is your Tuesday Blues. We're keeping our focus on slide going in the month of August. If you're watching this when the lesson goes live, this month we've been covering a very wide variety of things that you can do with a slide. And in this lesson, we're going to focus in on getting a single string melody going, much like what I just played. I'll show you the lick and I'll give you a few pointers for getting this down. And when I practice and do little exercise licks like this, I really love to reinforce other core skills of my playing. So we're going to be doing this with an alternating bass in open G. So those bass notes are going to be the 6th string and the 4th string, which are going to be a couple of cool Ds. You're pumping a low D and then a higher D, an octave apart. And that sort of provides the foundation for this little lick. Let me play the lick for you so you can get the melody in your head. Just that part. That's sort of the climb, or the first half of this exercise, this lick. And what I'm doing basically, since we got these nice D's going, we're really kind of walking up the D major scale, which can be played here on the 2nd string. This is tuned to a B if you're in open G, and this B note becomes D if you fret it at the 3rd fret. And I'm going to do that with my slide here. So we've got a D, so we've got these 2 D's in the bass, and now this one, the 3rd fret. And then the rest of the scale from here would be up a step, up another step, and then up a half step. So other than this slide in at the very beginning, we're primarily in the D major scale. Again, frets 3, 5, 7, and 8 on the 2nd string. It keeps going, but these are the notes that we're going to work with. Now, there's a couple things that are going on. Even as I'm showing you these notes, I'm playing with the slide over the fret, and I've got these 2 fingers behind the slide to dampen it. And I would definitely encourage you to use that dampening technique no matter which finger you place your slide on. I've got it on my ring finger, but as long as you've got a finger behind the slide, dampening by lightly laying the fingers over the string that you're playing with the slide will really clean things up for you. The other thing that I'm doing is notice that I am just targeting this 2nd string. I don't have the whole slide over the entire fretboard. You can't really do that because I'm trying to play these open strings as bass. So that's an added challenge that's built into this little exercise. So you want to have your slide just focused on the 2nd string. If you're really good at it, you can target the 2nd string without even hitting the 1st. And to do that, you'll play on the very leading edge of the slide and sort of tilt in. Play tilted in. And if you're newer with the slide, this technique will take a little bit of time, but it really improves your accuracy as far as being able to play just a single note with the slide. For now, if you're new, it's quite alright to just lay the slide over the first 2 strings. We're not going to be playing the 1st string here, but we are going to be playing this 2nd string. So make sure that you leave your 3rd string open. We're not going to play it, but it's good practice to just start your slide just over the 2nd string, but I'm not touching the 3rd string at any point. So if I strum through, every other string is going to ring open. So the point is to really get you focusing on your accuracy here with your slide on your finger. So now back to the exercise. What we're going to do is slide in from the 1st fret to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and with this. So we'll slide and then hit that note. Then we're going to come up in this fashion to the 5th fret. So very similar move. Then we're going to do that again up to the 7th fret. To the 8th. I'm going to play that as one piece slowly so you can hear the melody and see where I'm sliding. Essentially, these are all slide ins to the next note. challenge here is to get your alternating bass going there. So start slow and make sure that you've got a good command of the melody. That's going to make things that much easier if you know the melody that you're going for. We're going to work ourselves back down, although not in quite as scalar of a fashion. Here's the descend. Okay, so let's take a look at the second half of this melody. We're definitely in a more descending fashion, but there are a couple of things thrown in here to really help you again with controlling your slide. We're going to do some slide in to the note and then some slide outs from the note. So sliding up in pitch and then sliding back down in pitch. And at the very end, there's a pretty wide interval moving from the 7th fret down to the 3rd. So that's going to really challenge you to be super accurate as you move and travel that distance on the fretboard. It's more challenging than you think to keep both notes in tune. So here we go. Let's take a look at the descending notes, the descending melody here happening in the second half of this. Okay, so we're working with that same set of notes on the second string. We've got this 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th, and 8th. Here's how we're doing it. We're sliding in from 7 to 8 to start us off, then back to 7, then we're going to slide down to 5 like that. And here we're going to go back up from 5 to 7, and then finally from 7 down to 3. So without the bass and without the slide even, here's what this melody sounds like. For you to get the melody in your head almost to the point where you can't mess it up. You know the melody as well as you would know Happy Birthday or something like that. That just really helps you place this over the foundation of the alternating bass, and then also helps you work in your slide as kind of a guitar technique of playing the tune. So now let's put both of these together. And I'll play it through slowly, and then I'll come back and I'll play it at tempo. Encourage you to practice this melody. Really hum it, whistle it, whatever you need to do to get the melody in your head. That's going to help you approach the guitar with more confidence in what you're supposed to be playing. And this one is a real good example of how you can practice several things at once. So like we said at the beginning of the video, we're practicing slide, we're practicing a bit of a D major scale, and we're reinforcing our alternating bass. All of these things are very important for the blues guitarist. Even though this doesn't sound so bluesy inherently, and it's very bright and upbeat sounding because we're playing with the major scale, you definitely want to know these things. And you want to use this as an exercise, something to play that will get these things to fall in place for you. And if you're feeling really adventurous, then I would challenge you to take this focus and start working in your own melody. Perhaps you can move on to a different string. Maybe the first string would be a great next step for you to then start applying the slide and work through a similar melody. Create one of your own, and that will really help you learn your way around the fretboard, layering on even another fundamental skill for the guitar. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you've been following along with this month's slide guitar focus. If you haven't checked out the previous lessons in this month's series, then definitely go back. I'll have links to them so that you can go back and check them out, because we're really kind of building on some fundamentals and some fun stuff on slide guitar. And if you're a premium member, you'll have access to a course on Open G this month that's going to build through the month that will really reinforce what we're talking about here on Tuesday Blues. So I'd like to invite you, if you're not already a premium member, to go to bluesguitarinstitute.com/premium and sign up. It's very affordable, and I'm releasing stuff every single month, sometimes every single week, just to keep things interesting and get you better on guitar. All right, that's it for this lesson. Work hard, play on, and I'll see you next week.